We're testing. We're testing. First time here. We're gonna see how it's going.
Oh wait.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, I
Let's
see
see.
it right now.
You do?
That's me.
So let's see how. Yeah. 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 Testing, testing, testing. You can hear that?
Oh wait, that was a headphone. Go ahead.
Hold on.
So I can't play.
Fucking genius.
I can't play anything then.
Hold up.
Yo, yo, yo.
I can hear that.
The sock came. The sock came.
I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Comes through. That echo. Try to play music from your phone.
It's your birthday. She wanna vibe. Yeah. She wanna vibe. It's your birthday. Cruise through the sky. Paper planes. Cloud nine. Far away. She wanna vibe. Like it's her birthday. Like it's her birthday. Cruise through the sky. On the paper planes. On the paper planes. Cloud nine. It's nothing far away. It's nothing far away. Time for the ride. So let's get away. So let's get away. Party on time. All the time. Party like it's 1999. 99. Yeah, she wanna feel the vibe. And she down to get high, go to cloud nine, enjoy the ride. She wanna vibe like it's her birthday. Like it's her birthday. Through the sky on the paper plane. On the paper plane. Cloud nine, it's nothing far away. It's nothing far away. Time for the ride, so let's get away. So let's get away. I wanna see you when your birthday too. Take it off. Can't wait to get a slice of the cake. Break me off. Can't wait to get away, baby. Just get lost. Can't wait to get away, baby. Just get lost. Gonna break you off. Nowhere we're going. We just trying to get lost. No interruptions. Let's turn off our phone. We can have a stay cake tonight at home. Can't wait to get away. Gonna break you off. Nowhere we're going. We just trying to get lost. No interruptions. Let's turn off our phone. We can have a stay cake tonight at home. Do you wanna vibe like it's your birthday? Like it's your birthday. Cruise through the sky on the paper plane. On the paper plane. It's nothing far away. It's nothing far away. Time for the ride, so let's get away. So let's get away. Go shorty, like it's your birthday. I'm trying to get them cakes, well in the worst way. You got Lil Debbie B, just feed me the cake. I'm animated for today. Got a taste for them tasty cakes, make a mess with my face. It's late, nights on the red-eye flight. It's your day, but we can do what you like. No reservation for the steak cake. Well, it's a one-way flight. Just re-up, man, yeah. So all our bags packed, we got each other, so we covered on snacks. Kick it back and relax, eat your mind. Not a lazy boy, but on me you can recline on 757. Destination is cloud now. That's in the business, guaranteed you fly high. Only first class coach don't exist well. Only smile high, energy crazy on this plane. You can literally feel the vibes. Like it's a birthday. Like it's a birthday. To the sky on the paper plane. On the paper plane. I'm not. It's not far away. It's not far away. Down for the ride. So let's get away. So let's get away.
You are back on the bench with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Speaking of mayhem.
Yeah, what happened now?
No, man, we're trying to get everything together, man. It's our first day on YouTube Live.
Yes, it was quite a setup. I was vaguely paying attention, but it seemed to be quite difficult for you.
Listen, man, we're going to get this thing together, man.
We are.
We're going to get this thing together, man. Shout out to we're a part of the 1K subscriber club, man.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. We really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel. Of course, it's been a journey, man, but we're here.
It has. We're here, but we're not stopping.
We're not stopping. Next is 5K, 10K, 1 million, man.
1 million.
And a part of that is getting used to the YouTube algorithm so our videos can kind of get out there.
Yeah.
And a part of that is we can't curse within the first minute or 2 minutes of our videos.
So we're sorry to disappoint some of our raunchier fans.
But now, another thing we have to get used to, man, I did not last show. They say never admit to things you haven't done, because who's going to know
Never
you didn't do
admit
it?
to things that you haven't done?
Never admit to things that you didn't do, because people are not going to notice you didn't do them.
Oh, I got you.
But I'm going to admit that last week, the week before, we didn't get to our one and only ad that we have. Okay?
That's right.
And we want to encourage
more advertisers.
So we want to make sure we don't piss off the one advertiser that we do have. Okay.
So let's get that out of the way up front.
That's right. That's right. So listen.
So you enduring a miserable sex life?
Are you
just not scoring in the bed?
That's very important.
Yeah.
Are you not performing like you used to? Are you just not? Have you never been a great performer at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you disappointing yourself in solo sessions?
That's right. And we're not making fun of you. We have a solution for you. Okay. Matter of fact, I have been to overkink.com and I have shopped myself. So this is a great place to go for toys, for condoms, for lingerie, for all of that good stuff. Okay. Overkink.com. That is overkink.com. But that's not it.
It's not it.
If you use promo code Bubba Pink, you get a discount. I mean, you just can't beat that.
You can't beat it.
You can't beat it with a stick, So head over to overkink.com tonight, and end your troubles in the bedroom.
Indeed. No matter who they involve.
There's a lot of stuff going on, Pink.
There's quite a bit.
There is quite a bit. I mean, we have a good show lined up. We're going to be talking about some Team USA basketball, some other Olympic stuff that is going on. We have a lady by the name of she goes by D-La. On Facebook. She has her own YouTube channel as well.
Nice.
She's going to join us over the phone. We're going to talk about, of course, some dating and some things like that.
Is that her lane, the dating stuff?
Her lane is everything. She's a funny person
really?
On social media. She really is. She goes all over the place.
You got to get her in the studio.
We do, man. We do. We want to talk about her absence from humanity there, because she's done some things that I don't know. I'm sure she's going to feel free to share.
Absence from humanity.
Yeah, she's
what does that mean?
She's going to let you know.
Okay.
She's going to let you know, and we're going to go through that.
Temporarily pass away.
No. But I want to start with something that we shortly talked about here, man. And my thing is this: everything in life, everything is not about race, and everything is not race. I'm sorry, everybody isn't racist, and everything isn't racial. Okay, so especially when you tie it into the sports world, for example, the Olympic sprinter Shakaya, right? Is that how you pronounce her name?
Shikari.
Shikari.
Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Shikari. I haven't came across too many Shikari, so that's a unique name. So you have to give me a break there, okay? You know, and of course, we're in the time now where smoking marijuana is not deemed as bad at all. You know, it shouldn't be a bad thing.
It's trending.
Right. But it is against the rules. Okay. So,
Right.
you know, and a lot of the things is, oh man, just let her run. And you guys, you know, let Michael Phelps do X, Y, Z. And if a white girl did this, this wouldn't be, you don't have to turn it into that. It's not that. It's just a rule. And she was prepped on the rule. She knew about it. And I understand the loss of a loved one, a parent. I understand that. But she knew the rule. And she,
willingly
consciously violated. So
that's a tough situation. It's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If that's the rule, and there are a lot of rules in track and field. I think one of the things, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. I think a lot of people, there's a new mentality toward marijuana. It's widely accepted by a lot of people. It's also something that most people don't feel is performance enhancing in any way to sprinting. And, versus somebody who, like Ben Johnson back in the day with steroids or this, that, or the other. So I think people want to give marijuana a pass, probably because they're smoking their own damn marijuana and don't want to suffer any consequence for that.
Exactly.
But yeah, there was a racial tone to it in that, people cited Michael Phelps. Now, he has admitted to smoking marijuana.
Yes.
But I don't think he was ever tested positive prior to any Olympic event.
Right. This was after the fact. And I mean, Michael Phelps had, other issues along with that as well. And it's just not the Sha'Carri situation. That's just one. To cite another one, just to roll through a couple that's been more recently. Of course, we have the Rachel Nichols versus Maria Taylor. Okay, the ESPN duel, if you will. And just a quick backdrop on that. Maria Taylor is up and coming, but she's been grinding for a while now. African American woman who was into the sports journalism and sports commentating, things of that nature, sports reporting.
Okay, has been an ESPN personality for I think at least a couple years
now. Yeah, she's been grinding.
Her lane for the most part has been college football.
Yes,
and she's kind of become, a leading voice outside of like the game day crew. She usually does like a lot of on-campus stuff, 1v1 with various college players, and has developed kind of a brand on that.
Yes. And then you have Rachel Nichols, who her lane is mostly basketball. I mean, she has been on every basketball scene, and she actually hosts a show called The Jump, which they only talk about NBA for the, really for the most part. And she's been in that lane for a while. And actually, she has a parent who's a part of like NBC or something big, a big news.
The one from her mother or father?
Right. Yes. So she has ties to the media, close ties to the media, and her herself, of course. I don't know her exact
ethnicity.
Yes, that's a tough word for me to say on a Sunday, man, after a 1-year-old birthday party where I may or may not have consumed some alcohol. But but she is viewed to be, of course, a white woman. Okay. That's what she's viewed to be. So all right. So Rachel was at a hotel room, okay, where the camera and the camera was off, the mic was on. Okay. Just one of those things. And apparently she said some things about Maria coming in and taking her spot for the NBA finals. Okay. And she just wasn't having it. And she cited that, she wishes the best for Maria, but just don't come take my spot. All the spots at ESPN, all the jobs available, don't come take my spot. And then she took it a step further and said, I know what's going on with the ESPN's bad track record with diversity and getting people of color jobs and things like that. But you know, if don't just throw her my work or my potential jobs just because she's black, basically. Okay,
Right.
that's what she said.
Right.
Okay, but my thing about that though is it's ESPN and sports journalism period, man. That is a very competitive lane, and there's not a lot of opportunities for women period in that lane because you only see them mostly as hosts or sideline reporters anyhow.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know they and I hate to say it like this, but it seems like they just look for one pretty face per, you know, whatever.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's, you know, it is definitely a harsh business. Again, when you're talking about a position at like ESPN or some of the bigger, you know, sports entities, there are a handful of positions to begin with.
Yeah.
And you're fighting tooth and nail to carve your niche there, to get to that spot and hold it down. And so, you know, any of those people to get to where Rachel Nichols was, to get to where Maria Taylor is right now, was a dogfight.
Yeah, man.
And so that's your mentality. It's kill or be killed to hold down your spot. And so that's the mentality that they probably both have. And so if somebody's coming to start taking over your lane, you know, you're going to be defensive toward it, regardless of what your color is, regardless of what your gender is, or what your situation is. You're going to have to fight for that because really in that industry, that's all you've probably ever known.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a thing. But it's further complicated on multiple levels because again, as women in that industry, there's typically, I mean, there is, with rare exception, there is a physical profile. They are not putting unattractive women on these networks on, you know, on face camera to do this type of work. You have to have some threshold level of attractiveness to even have a shot. Now, whether that's discriminatory, biased, or whatever, it probably is, but that's a reality of the situation. Then you have the situation with the network who probably hasn't had the best record in promoting you know, black voices, black faces in their coverage and diversifying that. So they're under pressure in that regard. And I think that there's another little movement that's occurred in ESPN is that they have really tightened their roster of people. They don't have as many Sports Center hosts and hosts of different programs and broadcasters. Their philosophy is that they had gotten, basically a lot of people had gotten big names under the ESPN umbrella and wanted bigger money.
Yeah.
And they've made a business decision to let some of these people go, find other work in other businesses, and consolidate their resources around a couple of selected voices. And probably, you know, one of them is Stephen A. Smith.
And work the dog crap out of them.
Yeah, now he's got a big ass contract, I think
Yeah.
$8 million a year.
Yeah.
And now because they're paying him that, they've cut other people. Now Stephen A's commenting on damn near everything.
Yeah, everything.
You know, and originally he's a guy that had a basketball background. He played some small college basketball.
That's how he
came
started
up as
out.
a basketball writer, and now he's branching in, getting in other discussions.
Yeah.
You know, which again, I think the guy sucks. I do. I honestly do. I think he's just a shtick guy with a bunch of yelling and nonsense and you know, these hot takes that aren't all that hot. I don't understand why that's the guy you choose to invest in, but that's the decision. Now, from a Rachel Nichols perspective, she's probably seeing that, oh, they want to just make Maria the new, you know, Stephen A. Smith on that
thing. Yeah.
And, you know, they're going to take her out of college football. They're going to put her into the NBA and maybe a few other things.
And move Rachel
and move you out
a little out, inching her out. And it's funny when you can see it coming, like from a mile away, and you you can see it coming. It's like, oh no, I've seen this happen to this person, this person, this person. It's not going to happen to me. And also, you know, it was in Rachel's contract that she was going to cover the finals. So she had a gripe. I mean, I don't think that she's from this situation. I don't think it was racial. I don't think it was racist. Now, here goes.
Well, I want to refine that point.
Uh-huh.
I want to say there was nothing that I read about this story that made Rachel's motivations racial.
Right.
I do think that there is room in this to say that ESPN may be trying to overcompensate for a bad track record in the past to promote more black broadcasters to do that. And so in that angle, that it may exist, but to kind of paint her broadly with a racist brush, I don't think is fair from the information I've read on this.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's just not fair. Now, listen, this tape was from a year ago, right? In the bubble. So this is what the rumblings are.
When she may or may not have been getting smashed by Jimmy Butler.
I heard that bubble was wild. I'm not going to speak on it. I know somebody that was in the bubble, but I heard that bubble was wild, man. But listen, yeah, you can't go in, you can't go out for anyway. This was this could have been the rumblings. The rumblings are
kind of like prison.
I know, right? The rumblings are picture prison with like 2 very attractive women just walking around every day.
And about 150 dudes.
Oh, and don't forget, I think Doris was there too. Doris Burke.
Doris Burke. Yes,
I mean, you give her a shot, man. Anyway, listen.
Drake probably has.
I'm sure Drake has. Maria Taylor's contract is up. The rumblings is that everyone at ESPN has heard this tape. So they know this thing has been going on for about a year. Rachel has reached out to Maria on a numerous of times. Maria has declined to have that conversation. But the rumblings is that Maria dropped this to enhance her chances of maxing out her contract, because ESPN is not, when you have this firestorm, there's no way ESPN can let Maria go or lowball her on this contract once she drops this firebomb, because
no, I that makes a lot of sense, because and all these things, man, whenever you hear this happened a year ago, and now as the public, we're hearing about it now, that is always shady as hell.
Yeah, it's something behind that, man.
No doubt that that's shady. Now, again, who benefits from this? Probably Maria Taylor.
Yeah.
Who would gain to release this now? Probably Maria Taylor, because she has the sympathy in this situation. It enhances her bargaining position. It really leverages against ESPN. I mean, what did they look like if they cut her in this moment?
Exactly.
And if she pulled that move, though, honestly, she's a piece of shit. No lie. If that's the move you pulled,
yeah,
I got no respect for you.
No, man.
Nah, if this happened and you knew about it 10 months ago,
you should, if you have such an issue.
If you have an issue, because it's not an issue. Now it's a contract leverage piece.
Right.
If you had an issue with it and you had a problem, then you bring it up when it happens.
Only because it does make Rachel look bad.
Oh, it makes her look very bad.
So that's the reason. If it wasn't for that portion of it, which you can't have both, but if it wasn't for that portion of it, I would be 100% behind that move, because it's like, yeah, so what? Get the most money out of ESPN, hold them by their balls, if you have to. YouTube, don't knock us for that, but hold them and get as much money as you can, but only because it kind of makes Rachel look kind of bad. I can't fully support that.
I don't respect people that make moves like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah,
and it's about getting the money, but life is not just about getting money.
Well,
you got to look at yourself in the mirror at some point, and you got to be okay with that.
Yeah,
that's if that's the move, I have no respect for her. Like, to me, here's another dynamic to this we don't know. I don't know what the working environment is at ESPN.
Yeah.
I don't know if these two women spend any time around each other in the office, on other projects. Do they really know each other?
Right.
And is there some sort of bad blood existing aside from what we're hearing as this story?
Mm-hmm.
Is there beef there? I don't know, but it makes you wonder, and you mentioned sometimes you could see things coming. Now, I work in an office. I've worked in an office for most of my life. It's like, you see people that are kind of like politicking,
right,
and conduct themselves a certain way. And that can rub you wrong as a coworker.
It really can.
And I don't know, again, I don't know if maybe that's Maria. I don't know if maybe that's Rachel's history in the office.
Yeah.
And that's something we're probably not going to know.
No.
I mean, is either one of them the type of person who's, throwing other people under the bus on the regular to, get an assignment, keep an assignment or whatever. And, if that's the case, maybe it's a little different. Maybe karma does come and get somebody out and then.
Exactly.
But this, my interpretation of this story is not, and I think the point you're getting to is not a race-based story.
No, man, it's
And
not.
to overplay that in this situation in some way discredits when you have something that's blatantly racist involved.
Which is my point, man. It's like we can't overbite these situations that are not racial, and these people who are not racist, because it kind of it overshadows the situations that really are, man, and the people that really are racist, which is my last point, my last situation here of everything is not racial, everybody's not racist, is Scottie Pippen and versus the old ball coach there,
Phil Jackson.
So Scottie Pippen is coming out with a book or a memoir, whatever he wants to call it. Okay. And,
memo.
And a lot of it, some of it is going to challenge, and you got to excuse me, man. Guy Rick came in here, and I mean, he smells like 100 roses, man. Can you smell that?
It smells like it smells like poopery. Like, what's going on?
Damn, that smells good, man. We gotta find out what he's wearing, man. But anyway, what'd you say? Joe Pack.
Oh wow.
Okay. So listen, Scotty came out and said, yo, I really think that Phil Jackson is a racist. And my case in point is, that shot that in the playoffs that he gave that opportunity to Tony Kukoc. I'm sorry, when Michael Jordan was no longer with the team. I'm the star. The shot should have came to me, and instead he drew the play up for Tony Kukoc, and that was racist, and he's racist because of that.
Yeah, I'm just not buying it, and this kind of goes to the thing I was mentioning before, like you got to have some ethic about what you do and how you do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watched that game. Scotty sat out the closing second.
Yeah, he was pissed off.
And to me, I didn't have an issue with that when he sat out. I got it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Phil made a coach's call that was, could have been a disaster in some ways. Kukoc hits the shot. They win the game, and Pippen's pissed. And Phil, whatever he did, I don't know what was said in the locker room after whatever, they came back and they fought as a team.
He seems like Pippen got back on the horse, man.
For sure. That was all prior to the second three-peat of Bulls titles when Michael came back. So, and Scotty was there through all of that. I just think that we're looking at a guy who's trying to sell a damn book. That's what it is. Basically. And so, again, I love Scottie Pippen as a player. I really think highly of him, but most of his post-playing career, he'll occasionally have some sort of opinion on something. For me, the opinions are never particularly controversial, haven't been.
Right.
Neutral stuff. Oh, that's his perspective. I get it. I respect it because he was a great player in his own right. But this whole book tour and some of the shots he's taken at different people, it just is so over the top. And honestly, it's out of character for what this guy's been over.
It is, man.
30 years of being in the public life. I don't get it. It just seems cheap. It seems pathetic.
Then to throw the Kobe situation in when, Phil Jackson came out with his book and said some controversial things about Kobe, but they weren't. They were never challenged because, I mean, they were believable. I mean,
exactly.
He just said, Kobe was a guy who, explain it again. He was just saying how Phil Jackson's book about Kobe.
Oh, he was just saying that, like, the way you had to deal with Kobe was different than the way you dealt with Shaq. And Phil is a master motivator, master team builder.
Exactly.
And the legacy of his career is working with extremely good players, but also extremely complicated men.
Right.
And getting it
and
to
their
work.
personalities.
And you got Pippen, you got Jordan, you got Rodman and the other characters in the Bulls team. And then with the Lakers, he had Shaq, he had Kobe, he had, tough guy Rick Fox. I mean, it was all sorts of different
tough
people.
guy turned into a pretty guy on TV, man.
But yeah, so I mean, he had all this to deal with, and he did it masterfully. And again, that incident with the Bulls, that preceded a whole second three-peat of titles. The stuff that he wrote about Kobe was with the first three-peat with Shaq, and then Kobe ended up working with him again for his other two titles as a Laker. If Phil was that bad, like this would have already been discussed.
Exactly.
You
And
know-
that's all I'm saying. And then also, Kobe's not even here to like address that. I
Yeah.
kind of would have just left that alone, And it's just a thing. He's just out here trying to sell his book. I mean,
And the thing
you know,
is, man, and maybe it's the mentality of people out here now, but like that guy, like again, we saw in the Bulls thing, the Michael Jordan thing, one side of that story. And I do agree that he kind of got a little bit undercut in the Last Dance stuff.
right.
Like his story wasn't sort of highlighted. To me, there's some very interesting stuff that he could share without throwing people under the bus.
Yeah.
You know,
And he's still, he's really hot about that Last Dance thing.
rightfully so. And he could explain like why,
Yeah.
it really just became fixated on Michael. And it was funny because the first 3 episodes, one was Michael centric, the second one was Scotty centric,
Yeah.
and the third one was Rodman centric. And then the remaining 7 episodes just went all Jordan. And I mean, like, I get he had the editorial control and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that it really the story's richer than that. It's better than that.
It is. And he could have took this opportunity to sort of tell the real story.
Right.
Instead of just, I'm going to beat your outlandish stuff with really outlandish
stuff. Yes.
And let's just play this thing swinging contest. I'm
Yeah.
scared to curse anything now. We got to turn this back into a non-family show. But that's what he's turning it into, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that, man. That's just my little rant for the day, man. Everything is not racial. Everybody's not racist, and we can't go so hard on these situations that's not, because it's overshadowing the people and the situations that are. That's
we
thing.
just had one a few hours ago.
What was that?
The English national soccer team
Okay.
lost the Euro Championship on penalty kicks, and I was actually rooting for Italy in this game. I enjoyed their team. I was rooting for them. The game goes down to a penalty shootout. And as the penalty shootout unfolds, something hit me. And it's like the first 2 English players were white and they hit their penalties.
Okay.
The next 3 players for England missed their penalties. They're all black.
For real? Now, are these like the equivalent to a free throw shot?
Not
in
quite a
basketball?
free throw, a little harder than that.
Okay.
A little harder than that. But
Okay.
but again, and the ages of the 3 guys that missed were 23, 21, and 19.
Okay.
These are young
Young.
dudes.
Yeah.
They stepped up to take penalties for England and Wembley at home to win a championship that they have never won. And they haven't won a major championship since 1966.
And all 3 of them missed?
All 3 missed.
Yikes.
Brutal. I mean, just brutal. I feel bad for these guys. But here's what this is the reality of where we are. And again, this is not the United States. This is England. The reality is, after the first guy missed, I was praying that they would win, so that those 3 guys would not be subjected to the abuse that they're already being subjected to.
Oh, yeah?
The social media stuff is like pictures of gorillas and all
yikes.
this shit. It's prehistoric, nonsensical racism directed at 3 dudes who just are playing for their country.
Mm.
And there's no other reason for it. Since George Floyd, here in the US,
Right.
in the English Premier League, the Premier Soccer League in England, they have been taking a knee before every kickoff
Oh, yeah?
in respect for that. And it's been a topic. Teams have been booed by their own fans for taking that knee. And today at the final, Italy joined them in taking a knee
Oh, wow.
to show unity for it. And this is, these are good, honorable men
Exactly.
who are playing for their country, and for them. And you could bitch at a guy for missing a penalty.
Right.
You could be mad. They were mad at Mbappe, my guy, for France missing his and whatever. But to take that in a racist direction is abhorrent. It's unacceptable. And I really wish that they would literally hunt down and prosecute these people, because they're posting in social media. These things can be tracked down, and you should be punished for this. Because if you want to have, and again, we're far from it. We do have real racism, but despite some of the things we just said as far as not being that, there's real racism in this planet. It's abhorrent, it's deplorable, and it needs to be addressed. And it can't you cannot allow social media to just casually let this stuff go with some weird level of anonymity.
Because that stems from a place of like real hatred.
For sure.
Because as much, man, as Ben Simmons really destroyed every fiber of my being. I wouldn't like it doesn't even cross my mind. And I know I'm black and he's whatever, but
Yeah.
still, like I don't know how that would cross your mind to go to a place of like real hate.
It's
Like, you
amazing.
know.
I can't like because I don't feel that way. I have such a hard time relating to it. But it is the irony is the English coach who coached the game today. He missed the penalty that knocked them out in 1996 himself.
Okay. Oh, the coach.
Yeah, in
Right.
1996 when he was a player. He's white.
Yeah.
In some weird way, he's always been a somewhat sympathetic figure in the English public psyche because he was a white guy who stepped up and missed the penalty. And now 24 years later, we have this.
Exactly.
And these players are not being treated the same way. It's fundamental racism. It's absurd. It's unacceptable.
Exactly. I didn't know it was that prevalent in other places like the US, but I know that our stories, the major stories, I know that they go out, into England and whatever, and they know about US troubles with race.
And there's a very very big connection between like the world soccer community and like a lot of the American sports, particularly basketball. It's probably closest with basketball. And so there was a connection when George Floyd happened, players abroad, particularly black players, they felt that very much as American, African-Americans here, black people in America did. And there was a connection and kinship over that. That's very real.
Exactly.
My son, Bryson, in Germany, he attended protest at that time in that country, basically in support of how we were protesting in terms of George Floyd. But yeah, real racism needs to be addressed. It can't be ducked, but don't dilute it by drawing race into every discussion.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, let's get a quick break in here, man. Once again, you're on the bench with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. Let's get to the music portion here, and we'll be right back. We're going to get D-Law on the horn, and we're going to talk some fun stuff here. Relationships, dating. Should women with kids? I'm going to be in rare form because I have questions that need answers,
and she's got the answers,
and hopefully she has the answers. Okay,
despite being off the grid for a while.
We'll be right back, man. Here goes another Fresco Mr. Soul track here, man. We hit him the first with 757. This is Confidence. You can catch them all on Apple Music or wherever you catch your music. All right, we'll be right back.
Not overconfident. I just know I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow. Oh yeah. Look, see all the sauce, the drip on the condiments that sit at the end of the table. Yeah. Look, mirror on the wall. Who's the flyest of them all? It's me. Yeah, I didn't see till I started telling myself every day you're amazing. Had to really stop worrying about replacing. Love yourself more if they hate you. Be sinning with yourself, but don't be self-centered. Just love thy neighbor. But it starts with love for yourself. If you got the itty bitties, I got a big old chest. Small booties matter, so please just don't be vexed. To my fellas, if you don't have muscle, just still flex. Confident. I just know I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow. Oh yeah. Look, see all the sauce, the drip on the condiments that sit at the end of the table. Yeah. Snakes in the grass, so watch yourself. Inhale the self-love, relieve the stress. Proclaim your flyness, embrace your mess. No matter what, love the skin that you in. Gotta strip down to the naked truth. Build yourself back up, baby, there's no excuse. Every day I'm trying to feel like I just got a fresh cut. And woman know how it feels with a new dude. Does this make sense to you? Yeah, I'm just asking. Oh yeah. Even through one passing with this message, hoping that you grasp it. Cause when you start really loving yourself, you see the magic. And I don't confident. I just know I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow. Oh yeah. Look, see all the sauce, the drip on the condiments that sit at the end of the table. Yeah. Ain't nothing like being in love with yourself. Love with yourself. Ain't nothing like being in love with yourself. Love with yourself. Say that. Say, ain't nothing like being in love with yourself. Love with yourself. Yeah. Ain't nothing like being in love with yourself. In love with yourself. Say this. Say I'm fly. Say I'm unique. I'm beautiful. Even if I can't see. Say this. Say I'm love. About me. Now I got love for you. And guess what? It's free. Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Fresco, Mr. Soul. You are back on the bench with Bubba and Pink.
We're gonna get him in here.
We're getting him in here really soon. And he's going to give us a live performance. All of that good stuff, man.
That's good. I'm looking forward to that.
That's right. That's right.
Do
And
I get to pick the song or does he?
you get to pick the song,
All right,
man. I know
yeah.
you like a few, man. I know you like the one with Right Now with Jason,
I love that
with
one.
Jason, and you like this one that just went off. So he got a couple to choose from.
All right.
If he keeps going, man, he can get in one of these versus tournaments that's going on IG, man.
Maybe we
shout to
could
Fresco.
maybe we could sponsor a local versus.
That's right. That's
Fresco
right.
versus all comers. He's
Versus
our
all
guy.
comers, man.
I like
we
it.
got your back, Fresco, man. We got you. Now we are on the horn with D-Lie. What's going on now?
Hey, y'all.
What's
Hey.
happening?
Yes, she has a good phone. The last guy we had on here, he had like a Metro Cricket. I don't know what he had, man. But it was-
Listen. No,
I think he had a tin can and a piece of string.
now, hold on.
Wait,
on.
the guy,
because-
you're talking about the guy who was
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
the
will.
last guy. But listen, if Metro Cricket want to come in and throw us an ass,
I was about to say. We'll take
Shout
fucking
out
breaks
to-
now. We'll take it.
Wait, here's the thing. Metro Cricket, you can prove to us that your signal
There
is
you go.
strong by
There you go.
sponsoring us and being our official call-in person.
Now, before we get into some stuff, D-Lie, what is your YouTube channel and what are some of the things? I know you're like you're a very funny individual. I was telling Pig. So what's some of the things that you do? I know you got some skits, all type of stuff.
I mean, my YouTube, it's kind of like, it's a good picture of what goes on in my brain, which is a lot of everything. So you're going to have skits, you're going to have me singing, you're going to have me just talking shit. It's regular girl next door vibes, I feel,
Okay,
That's kinda what I feel.
regular girl. I like
Yeah, regular girl
girls.
next door.
Not slash
I'm-
entire psycho bitch stuff.
No, we outgrew that, Pink. We don't do that no more.
All right. At what age does one outgrow that? I need to know when I'm safe.
How do you outgrow it?
Yeah, or no, at what age
What
does
age?
somebody typically outgrow that?
Oh, I can't speak. I mean, okay. I would say you outgrow it about, I think about 20, 27. That should be out your system.
27?
You should have sliced enough tires by then to know that you could do it. The one thing about it, they locking us up. They locking us up.
Oh yeah,
As they should.
as they should.
Yeah, you can't outcry that. Do not ask me how I know, but you cannot outcry repeated offenses.
Listen, D-Lie, they Pink gets me into a lot of trouble on the show. Okay,
Lies.
Mhm.
Lies.
they say that I am a shitty guy, and
Mm.
So listen, I have a thing here, right?
She
I want to
ain't-
get.
She ain't buying it. I could tell with her uh-huhs.
I need you to get me over my phobia of dating single moms. Okay, I have a phobia,
Woo!
but I'm at the age now where that's all I'm going to meet and run into it, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Here goes my biggest thing here, and I need some help with this. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Now listen, this is not me. This is not Bubba. This is just, I don't know. This is just a topic out there. Okay. All right.
Okay, just shoot it.
Should the woman that has the kids, especially, multiple, okay,
Mhm.
shouldn't she have to do something more in this relationship than the guy who doesn't have any kids? It's like being down 20 points in a game. It's like, shouldn't she have to work harder to keep this thing,
little full court pressure.
So it's like she's bringing more rubbish to the table, so she needs to
see,
be a
I
little
didn't
more
say
truthful.
rubbish.
Is that
I
what you're saying?
don't want to call the babies rubbish and baggage and all of that. But she is bringing that to the table. Okay.
I mean,
she bringing so much to the table might break.
We don't even have that much chairs at the table. Well, I mean, in my opinion, and I'm a mom, and I was a single mom at one point.
Okay.
I think there's factors. I mean, are these badass kids? Are they decent? Like, it's a lot of factors now.
Right.
She may have to do a little bit more. Yeah, they're gonna hang me tomorrow. Well, not hang me. Okay. Here's what I say. You don't have to do more where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm indebted to you, Bubba, because I have 2 children. However, I feel like you should have your children. They should be well behaved. It shouldn't be a stressor. Like, hey, you come get my kids, and now you wishing you just not want to come home now because my kids over here jumping off the walls, throwing fruit snacks at the TV. You can't even watch the game because they're screaming. I think if there's some type of structure, she don't owe you nothing. We both coming to the game, even flag. I mean, aren't you gonna have a kid with her eventually?
Wow, that's a big ask.
Well, we're not talking about anybody particular.
No, I mean the fictional lady, not a real person.
Yeah. Because I'm not even real. We all fictional here. Okay? This is a fictional situation. Okay.
I'm a unicorn. Okay.
But do you think that there's a correlation between like single moms who have like badass misbehaving kids and them actually being badass people?
Wait. The mom is a bad person.
If the baby's
like
if
what
the
I'm
baby's
saying, like,
bad.
yeah, because what I'm saying is like usually people that are like, mentally together, their kids tend to be like well behaved. They're like well raised. And so if you go into a situation and maybe you've seen a side of this woman, she seems okay, and then you meet the kids, and those are just some crazy motherfuckers. Like that's probably hiding some sort of craziness on her part that you need to run from.
It could be her or the biological, but however, I will say this, because you could do all you can to be like just, Chucky. But I do feel like if she's not gonna, take responsibility or even acknowledgement or like, hey, I know Johnny's acting crazy, so let me go get him some help, or if she's not gonna take her responsibility, then I feel like, I don't know, that's a red flag. Why are you even with this woman?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm
going for. You took it to a bad kids route, and I don't, that's not really.
If she has great regular kids that a little annoying, but they're good. I feel like she doesn't owe you. No, she doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you nothing. She shouldn't have to walk light or do more. No, I don't feel that way.
And Bubba, I gotta ask you, like, what are you envisioning the do more? Like, what is that? More blowjobs?
Yes, mowing the grass.
No, not mowing the grass, but yes, more head on demand. We're talking. No, I mean, but yeah, and a lot of other stuff, man. I don't know, like less.
You do realize the head on demand should have nothing to do with the kids.
Yeah, but we living in times where
if there is a God, that's
wow.
Listen, but
wow.
Like I don't want to hear anything like as far as what do they? I call it lip, but they call it just nagging and all of that. I need zero of that. Okay.
Wait. You mean as far as just like the kid humming a TV show, or like
not
talking
a kid?
back?
I'm not talking about.
He's talking about mom. He's
talking about the mom.
If you're bringing those 2 extra, if you're bringing those 2 extra kids to the table, you're not allowed to talk back to Bubba at all.
At all.
You can't nag him.
But come on now, you're wild as hell right now.
Yeah, she should come. Like my boy, my boy Rick said, "Make come with no problems. I need no problems." Okay. That's what I need.
She can't talk back. She can't argue.
But you're asking for the impossible right now.
Yeah, that's not gonna. Yeah, whatever the original question is, that's not. No.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
You know, when you buy some electronics, batteries are not included. When you get some pussies, nagging is included.
Y'all keep throwing the nagging word like that. Okay, what?
Do you have a better word for it?
Being vocal. expressing ourselves. I mean, there's a list of words we can start with before nagging.
There's a time and place for being vocal, but that's not what we're talking about.
You know what? Yeah, yo, wow. Nah, the nagging word. But I can see what you're saying, because I know when I'm nagging. Like, it's like I'm above it. I know when I'm nagging.
Self-awareness, that's good.
That's very good.
But do y'all know when you're nagging? That's the real question.
Nagging? I don't think that's a masculine thing.
Oh, it doesn't feel like it, right? Y'all do it. Y'all do it.
What was
No.
give us from your personal history? Like, what was an example of a guy nagging you? Like, what was he doing? What was he nagging you about?
Nagging can be like, okay, so we both work. We both bring our money to the table. We both are pulling the load. You just have a penis and I have a vagina. But yeah, it's like, oh, what's for dinner? Well, go cook. Go see. I mean, go to Pinterest. Like, that's nagging me. Like,
Just ask him what's for dinner? Like, just a
no.
time? Like,
No. Every night it's like, so what are we doing for dinner? And it's all on me.
oh, okay.
Now you're nagging me. You're nagging me.
See,
No, actually, I agree with that because it's like you're also in a situation like, you know, can you take the trash out? Like,
yeah, y'all like big babies and get sick.
No.
It's a lot. Yeah.
No, I actually agree with you on that. I do agree with you.
I don't agree because then
I didn't see that coming.
You got that high level of self-awareness. I'm very impressed.
Very impressed.
My goodness.
I don't see that every day.
Because you have what's the word I'm looking for? We talked about it on the other show with Cherry Coke. You have these natural things that men are supposed to do, women are supposed to do, these roles.
The gender roles.
Yeah, gender roles.
Gender roles. The
people
gender
believe
roles.
in that. Some people believe in that, some people don't. But I don't want any, like, okay, so if you're saying that I can cook too, of course, that's fine, right? But I need that to be all the way down the board, right? So yeah, you, like Pink said, you could take out the trash too sometimes. If we got a yard, you can cut the grass too sometimes. I don't know if we go. Let's go all the way down the board then.
Oh, so
You can get up and kill the rat.
Yeah,
If a rat is running, down the hallway.
You're a dirty man.
Don't jump in my lap. You go grab the rat sometimes too. Go kill,
I do think that I think when you have a relationship going on, you do have to have some fundamental agreement of whether you're going to abide by gender roles or whether you're going to be a little bit more even-handed on that. Because I think you're going to have a lot of trouble if you're not on the same page with that issue.
Right.
Oh, a lot of trouble. I almost like set mine on fire about that. A lot of trouble.
The guy or the house?
I mean, at that point, it was anybody who was in the way, but him.
Damn.
It was for him. Whoever got ignited.
What was your favorite accelerant in the fire situation?
What was what?
Your favorite accelerant in the fire situation?
You know what? The point being, it's not just the cooking thing. It's just that you have to understand how we talk about the roles. It's expected. If we have kids, I'm gonna do a little bit more. It seems like usually, mom has it. Mom will do this. Laundry mom has. It's just like, listen, we're in 2021. I don't expect it to be down the middle. It's impossible to do it down the middle.
Yeah.
So let's shake and bake a little bit now, Ricky. Like, we can't just have it. It's not 19. Well, I don't want to go too far back, but it ain't that.
No, I think we have a general understanding of that.
Yeah.
So, Bubba, though, you think Bubba's just way off base on how
Bubba
this?
is just way. I hope you get what you want because I feel like there's somebody out there for everybody. I've been shocked by much less.
Well,
but, yeah,
I asked her to hook me up with one of her friends.
You hooked up with one of her friends?
I asked her to hook me up with one of her friends, and she declined.
Hey, the funny thing is, he had already had a head start, and I didn't know.
How much of a head start?
Not much. It wasn't after we went to the database, it wasn't that much of a head start. Okay. But after that, I was like, nah, you do pretty well on your own, Bubba.
but why did you decline to help him, though? What was the motivation there?
Because. Wow, where did this question come? I mean, hey, is that my job? He's well spoken. He's not shy.
Right, we agree with that. But
yeah, and you know when the guy says hooking with a friend, it's like, whose life do you want to demolish? Oh, now I remember. Sorry, Bubba. The reason why.
Now we get the truth.
I just felt he was one of those, like he's interested, then he ghosts real quick, and I'm not having none of my friends call me at where's Bubba? Like, girl, I barely know him. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't want that level of stress. You get what I'm saying? I didn't want it.
Bubba's upcoming autobiography is going to be called Ghost.
The Casper Chronicles. Yes, I'll even watch. I'll watch.
And see, that whole thing is because I've never met her, Bubba. This has nothing to do with me making you look bad. So we're winning all around.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Your reputation speaks for itself.
This is totally unintentional.
My application has nothing to do with it.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I am not a ghost for anybody. I don't ghost females for anybody's watching, because that's the stick. That's the thing about me and all of that good stuff.
Yeah, we need a new word. Ghosting does sound kind of old.
Yeah,
You just like evaporate.
But you evaporate. Like the water in my pool. So what advice would you have for Bubba here going forward to change his rehab his reputation?
Maybe stay a while longer. If you're not interested, just say, hey, I'm only looking for a conversation for a week or two. Try that.
I'm only looking for a conversation for a week.
Yeah, I just want to talk about a week or two. That's all I got for you. Are you down?
Bubba,
if you say yeah, run with it.
You should seriously go back on one of the dating apps and that be your caption, and see what type of traction it gets.
No, but seriously, I live my life off the. I want to live my life off the Drake line. Like, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
And there's nothing wrong with that. If you sync up with women who also are on that vibe.
No, everybody should want to be on that vibe. I don't understand what's the problem. We're having a good time. Why do you have to throw in all of this, like, what are we? And I need more. And that's just cancer. Why do you want to throw cancer? We want to get rid of cancer.
You're like that old meme. We are farmers. That's you.
No, we're just having a good time. You were just having a good time last night. We were having a great time.
Feelings are a motherfucker. It's like when you have feelings, you just can't turn that off. It's like if you're having a good time,
we still together having a good
time.
But
I was gonna say, what about this situation where like the feelings actually screw up the good time?
Yes.
Oh, that's my life.
When you but like I said, when you try to articulate the feelings and kind of like put them out there, it becomes like a burden on the dynamic.
Oh, wow. I didn't see it that way. I guess that's why things worked out, baby. Okay. A burden on the dynamic. Yeah, okay.
It is.
Teach me, guys. Damn it. Okay.
Yes, I mean, we're just trying to change one mind at a time. That's all we can do on the bench with Bubba and Pink.
And tonight, July 11th, is your mind.
I feel like you guys exposed that I trapped my husband into a marriage. What?
Yeah.
All right.
That man was out there just trying to be Drake, and all of a sudden,
D-Lock comes in, throwing this and that all in the bag.
What are we, honey?
What are we?
But no, like you said, you come across somebody, I understand that. But outside of that, I don't see anything.
Everybody's territorial, though. It's kind of like territorial because it's men and women. It's just like we're having a good time. Our vibe's nice. The sex is amazing. And I call you wanting to be the main one or like the one you're really interested in. You're like, hey, I'll call you back for a bigger name. Who the heck? You got to call me back. It's just territory. It's like, I want you. I want to mean something to you right now, even if it's just right now. And
but if he has a smile,
I'll tell you when the good time's over.
You'll tell me when.
Yeah, listen.
You'll tell the guy when
ego bruiser. Yeah, ego bruiser would have to be a guy telling me the good time's over. I haven't experienced that, but I would have to say I wouldn't take it well. Like, what you mean it's over? What do you mean?
It's no longer a good time.
Oh my! See, that makes me say, "Oh my gosh!" Now, yeah, I'm not emotionally mature for
that. It's just turned into a long time.
Exactly.
Although I'm the queen of like, yeah. So this is cool. However.
So wait, what is your YouTube channel for anyone listening in?
My YouTube channel is definitely Dila. Spelled just how it sounds. Just how it's supposed to be spelled. Definitely Dila.
Definitely is one of those words where I always need help.
Really?
When I'm texting. I need autocorrect. It's just one of those words.
Wait, I'm laughing because when I picked that name, it was hard. I was like, why am I struggling over? I felt very dumb. So I feel better now, Bubba. I had to get that out because I was like, why would I pick a catchy name that I had trouble spelling?
Exactly, man. I don't know why, man.
Yeah. I don't know why either. That's pretty basic one.
And I was a spelling champ at Lake.
It really is. It really is basic.
Really?
Yeah, man. But
Oh my gosh. Pinpoint like a spelling bee. We need to do that one time because I really need to kick your ass. I don't want everybody thinking I can't spell like you can't spell.
We need to get you in for a live spelling bee and perhaps some other activities.
Oh my God, can't do it. I'll
on the
be there
bench with
because
Bubba and Pink spelling bee. That's
That's
right.
right.
Definitely.
if I
D-Lo.
lose, I'll have to go underground for like a week or two. That's embarrassing.
That would be, especially when you lose to a homeless
Bubba,
guy.
spell embarrassing.
We're not doing that. You're not gonna put me
Yeah,
on the
bring me
spot
in.
like
That's
that.
good. Yeah, I like
You're not gonna
that.
put me on the spot like that because I went to an HBCU and we're not gonna have HBCUs out here looking crazy. Okay?
Hey, they'll be like, "Where'd you go?" I'll be like, Kaiser." Like, damn, Bubba. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll be respectful. This is your scene. I'm not to put you out like that.
Bubba needs some practice time for the spelling bee.
But definitely, D-Lo, we appreciate the call. We had a good time today.
Yes, me too. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
problem.
We're gonna have you in soon, though. All right.
Well, you are on the bench with Bubba and Pink. We'll be right back.
Come here. Girl, shut up. I love you. Right. Hey, shit. Yo, big fine ass. Twisting that walk, you wine pass. She say she only like eating sushi and buying bags. Lace 300 and it's 150 an eyelash. I'm trying to bag her like Tide trash. Her ex was all kind of trash. Tell him playing traffic and try to crash. Tell him this whole thing go rap like a body cast. I know he thought he could leave you hanging and try to brag. But love is life, babe, you gotta laugh. No, I ain't just trying to smash. I got you covered like the bottom half. I hold that gun like I'm still trying to find a flash. Shade for me, I spit a frog like a science class. And then it's Netflix in a wine glass. Yo, big fine ass. Twisting that walk, she wine pass. She said she only like eating sushi and buying bags. Lace 300 and it's 350 an eyelash. I'm about to work you like a time task. Yo, big fine ass. Twisting that walk, she wine pass. She said she only like eating sushi and buying bags. Lace 300 and it's 350 an eyelash. I'm about to work you like a time task. She bullheaded, but her sign says held me down when I sacked up them dime bags. Can't be single with your fine ass. Crush it or she'll make a climax and climax. Down for the smoke like I'm Cyrax. I've been watching her like an IMAX. I've been clocking her like a Timex. Trying to hit her like hi-hats. Say she single and I don't buy that. Unless them niggas come with 10-day contract. Yo, big fine ass. Twisting that walk, she wine pass. She said she only like eating sushi and buying bags. Lace 300 and it's 350 an eyelash. I'm about to work you like a time task. Yo, big fine ass. Twisting that walk, she wine pass. She said she only like eating sushi and buying bags. Lace 300 and it's 350 an eyelash. I'm about to work you like a time task.
You are back on the bench with Bubba and Pink. That was Bay Bubs with Big. That is also on all streaming platforms. And of course, we're on all podcast streaming platforms. This is our first day on YouTube Live.
Enjoying every minute of it.
That's right, man. That's right. Maybe next week, we'll be able to go straight to it instead of taking twists and turns.
20 minutes of technical difficulties and soul searching.
That's right, man. Drake is doing a little bit of soul searching lately, man.
I don't know if they'd call it soul searching.
He's searching for something, all right. Along with his album dropping any day now, coming up soon.
Yeah.
He's also what's funny is, right? So we all saw the Drake at the LeBron James son game, and he's going crazy and talking to the referees, and people are like, what is Drake doing so animated at these games?
But he's got a history of being over involved at sporting events.
With Toronto Raptors or with the
remember when he got in the Kentucky layup line?
Yeah,
He's an over the top.
I saw a different investment at this game. Okay, he's in the referee ears, he's in the coach's ears, and I'm like, for LeBron's son, all of this. And it turns out that he's dating the best player on that team, which I thought was Bronny James, but apparently it's not.
No.
It's this Amari Bailey guy. He's highly rated. Okay, he's on the same team as LeBron James' son, Bronny. And his mom is like fine as hell. Okay. and wherever there's a a woman fine as hell, Drake is not too far behind, man.
Including, yeah.
You know, he's Serena Williams. I mean, the list goes on, man. And so apparently he's been dating her, and they've been trying their best to keep it low key. You know,
It probably wasn't the best move to get a little overexcited at a high school.
well, nobody still knew. Nobody really knew. The public didn't really know
Yeah.
until this big, huge date that Drake just had at the Dodger Stadium. This man rented out the damn Dodger Stadium. That's what you know. You just got a different check. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
That's just a different check. He rented out Dodger Stadium and had to have a private candlelight dinner with Amari Bailey's mom.
Right in front of the dugout.
And then
There's
there's
like a butler serving them or whatever.
exactly. And this pilot on this helicopter comes by just randomly and sees that and is like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like any helicopter pilot would do. I thought it was a drone, but it was a helicopter.
It was a drone. It was a drone. Okay.
Oh,
It was
okay,
it was
I
a
got you.
drone, man. It was a drone. So, and it's just so crazy, man, because it's like blew up his spot. Drake was like, you know, obviously pissed. And it's like, you know, now the cover is blown. You got her there. And it's like, now how do you like, you know, you move forward? What do you think? You think the son is gonna start getting teased at school, or
He's already got to be catching. But I mean, if it was publicly unknown, I got to think the people around the team know.
yeah,
Because they
right?
watch that. Because here's the thing. Here's the reality. Let's keep this real. This guy's mom is attractive.
Yeah.
There's not a kid on that team that doesn't want to smash his mom.
On the team?
Yeah.
I don't know. 16, 17-year-olds.
What do you think they want to do? If the
They
wind
want-
changes direction subtly, dudes are hard.
They make jokes, but not. I don't think they would like. No, I don't. I stand by that. I don't think so.
I think you're insane.
I think they probably
I
would
think
look at
they're
her like
insane.
auntie, mom. They in LA,
Yeah.
right? They're in LA.
I still think that they would look at her and be like, hey, if opportunity comes to pass, I'm not turning it down.
Well, unfortunately, LeBron has some experience with that. With apparently, you know, what was that? Delonte West, right?
yeah.
One of the
He
well,
could-
not
he-
wanted to apparently smashing LeBron's mom.
he,
So
he can guide this young man through his crisis. No, I'm just telling you that everybody on the team would want to smash that guy's
okay,
mom.
okay,
And so that's out there. So they're watching her. When she walks in the gym, they look at her.
yeah,
You know, what's she wearing today? And so if you start to see Drake around at all, you're kind of like, he's sitting close to her. Yeah, like they got to know.
yeah.
So now maybe it's publicly out there, but I think privately, like in the circle of the team and school, there's already been enough whispers about it.
Now, I've watched a couple of stories on this, read and watched. Who's not talked about at all that I've never seen anybody talk about is the baby father, the baby daddy, man. The guy's dad.
He's a grown man's dad now, right? Yeah,
I nobody talks about this, but I would feel some type of way, man. You know, you're going like, damn, like Drake is now going to be a part of my son's life. I can't top anything he does. No matter what he does, I can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if he starts to like Drake more than me because Drake can obviously take him wherever the hell he wants to. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure. For sure.
I'm gonna feel some type of way, man.
Probably. But I mean, I don't know, man.
I'd be like, I forbid you to talk to Drake.
That won't last. That'll just expedite you being out of the picture. Putting that attitude out there, man. I don't know. It is interesting. I mean, well, yeah, what is the dad's view? What does the son think of Drake? Is he like, you know, starstruck and impressed, or is he just kind of like, maybe Drake's like annoying in person when he's banging your mom? You know,
Maybe, man.
maybe he drank all the fucking orange juice as they're plowing your mom for an hour and a half. You get up, you don't have any orange juice. Life sucks. I mean, well, you know, come on.
That's just it's a fun situation, man. Crazy situation. He's going to get the album first. You know, that's a positive
You know,
thing.
so-
You know, we're waiting on that.
I mean, at the end of the day, there has to be a lot of perks to Drake banging.
It
his
has to
mom.
be, man.
I mean, come
It
on.
has to be.
There has to be. So, I mean, there's also a lot of perks, so let's be honest, to being a 5-star basketball player.
Yeah.
I mean, so this guy's life wasn't sucking before this,
No.
but it certainly doesn't help.
Eh.
Imagine though, Drake, though, like, I mean, imagine if there was some scenario where he didn't get laid after the Dodger dinner.
Oh yeah, that'd be tough, man.
What
What? Because of the cover got blown and
Maybe,
she's
yeah.
she's
Maybe she
like,
got upset or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, you go.
Like, because there's an outside chance that he could have had that drone come by. You know, it's an outside chance that he's behind that.
Could be. Could be.
You know.
Circle of trust would be broken.
Yeah, man. Yes,
Maybe she
yes.
was
A shot.
too,
She was
yeah.
behind it too. Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
she's frustrated with the not being publicly acknowledged.
There you go.
I can hire a drone.
There's a couple things around this, man.
a lot to unwrap here. We got to see
a lot to unwrap, man. But speaking of unwrapping, man, and unraveling, the Team USA in this exhibition game versus Nigeria.
That was like, I saw a tweet about it.
Yeah.
I was like shocked. I had no idea the game was going on.
Right.
I was watching other stuff, and then somebody's like tweeted, like, 13 seconds left. USA's down 3 to Nigeria. And I'm like, what?
I was like, wow. And I was like, isn't this the same team J. Cole was just we was just talking about this a couple of weeks ago.
Was he in the Congo though, or no?
Huh?
Where was he was in Nigeria or the Congo?
I think it was Nigeria, man.
I thought he was in
because
the Congo.
it was the same team colors. He's gonna look it up, but I want to say it was Nigeria. It's over there. It was over there, close.
Over there.
Okay,
So.
but yeah, like you said, I didn't know the game was going on either. I just saw the final score. I was like, wow, because Nigeria is a team they have like dominated, man. The last game was 20, 30 plus. Then
they beat him by 80.
They beat him by 80, like just the time before that.
Yeah, I mean, and to put in context, I mean, there's a handful of teams, internationally, like Spain and Greece and
where was it?
Rwanda.
Okay,
yeah.
Rwanda.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a handful of teams that the U.S. is in for a tough game against, and that we got to be on sharp. Nigeria has never been a part of that mix.
No, man.
Now the reality is they do have 5 guys that have NBA experience, including the Precious, the rookie from the Heat,
and he was talking trash. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
And then they are coached by Mike Brown.
Yeah,
and who on his staff is Pedro Posse veteran Luke Laux.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I actually, interestingly enough. That was the funny thing. About a day before that, Luke posted something about being thankful for being a part of the staff, and the next thing you know, they're pulling a big upset.
Yeah, over Team USA,
man.
And and then you have to include in that, you have the Bam Adebayo thing.
Yeah.
Bam could have played for Nigeria.
Right.
A lot of these guys, they have choices whether they can technically play for Team USA, but they can also play for the team that
I think if you have like a grandparent or parent who's from that country, I don't think it goes back indefinitely, but if there's some sort of defined pathway back to that country, you can be eligible to play there.
And they were trying to get him to play too. So
for sure.
So after the game, they're hitting him on Twitter and whatnot with memes and like, hey man, you should have came over here, man.
Should have stayed with the home country.
You should have stayed with the home country.
The reality is, for a lot of guys, what is what do we got? Breaking news.
Oh, PJ got put on a poster by Cam. The Bucks and game going on right now. That's crazy, man.
But yeah, like the main concept is a country like Nigeria or whatever, they would focus on a player who's in the NBA with ties to the country, who probably doesn't have a good strong shot to be a regular in the American team.
Right.
And then say, hey, you want to go to the Olympics, you want to do these things, we give you that opportunity.
Exactly.
But obviously he made it to Team USA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of this. I didn't watch the game. I mean, statistically, Nigeria shot the ball great.
I'm not making much, man.
From reports, they were very physical defensively and productive. But I don't know if this is cause for alarm. But again, the way the U.S. team is assembled these days, it is kind of a hodgepodge. It's it's a collection of names. It's not like a core of group that is that goes to these things, multiple Olympics, multiple world championships. It's really just kind of thrown together as it is. And so maybe they need to have some more cohesiveness. Maybe they do have a bad mix of players, and as far as like what the roles are and how people play together. I think that sometimes is the most overlooked part of creating any sort of national or Olympic team, is how do the pieces fit. We could identify 12 or 15 all-stars and throw them together, but it's not always going to create the best team.
No, it's really not. But I saw a vast majority after the fact, and you could just see that they were just playing. They didn't play with a sense of urgency at all.
Right.
It's just like they were going against a team that they know they, were better than and things like that. But my thing is Nigeria they were doing things throughout the game that was sort of like, if you're fighting someone that's like, you just you overwhelm physically, every once in a while they'll like tap you on the on the chin there, and it should wake you up. And I just feel like Nigeria did that a couple of times. I mean, like the guy, blocked Durant's dunk and was just talking like crazy.
That they did enough,
to
provoke a competitive response.
Exactly, and that
the
never
fact
came.
that it never came.
That never came.
That in and of itself is distressing.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Other than that, I don't take much from it. I think they'll be fine. And then of course, they're going to get Devin Booker after the finals. They're going to get who else? There's one more.
There was like 3 guys that were mentioned.
Okay, I thought there were 2. Okay.
Is Middleton in the mix for that?
I think Middleton is. I think Middleton is. I don't think he
Chris
should play
Paul's
much.
not planning to be involved.
No.
Is Ayton in the mix somehow?
I think Ayton is. I think
Okay.
Ayton, and but Ayton is another guy who could play for his country.
I believe he's from the Bahamas.
Yeah, but does Bahamas have a team?
They have a team. They could actually have him and Buddy Hield, I believe.
That's a great start. That's a good start.
But like again, they would be they're probably not qualified for this Olympics
Anyhow. Yeah.
And that would be the hurdle, is can they get qualified?
Yeah.
And a lot of times the funky with international basketball, the qualification for Olympics and World Championships
are different.
Are done during the NBA season sometimes.
Yeah.
And so there was
they're playing without the NBA guys.
Yeah, I think our Olympic qualification was actually secured by Jeff Van Gundy and a group of like G League guys and overseas pros, because it was during the NBA season that they had to play these games, and guys were not going to get released to do that.
Exactly.
And so a team like the Bahamas, if you have Hield and Ayton, you're probably competitive in a lot of situations. But if they're playing in the NBA and you're going to your next tier guy, it may not be enough to beat like the other Caribbean countries.
It's not enough. It's not enough. But and also, like I say, after the game, you got the guy Prince, or whatever his name is escaping me right now. But he's telling Kevin Durant, he's adding him on social media like, yo, you're not that guy.
I missed that part of
it. He's like, yo, you're not that guy. You're not who they make you out to be. I was just like, yikes. This is Kevin Durant they're talking about, man.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't get a lot of respect that you would think he does.
Who, KD?
Yeah, that he should. It's I think the Golden State move has something to do with that, but maybe his demeanor and the way he comes back.
Somebody did immediately post a meme of him in a Nigeria shirt.
He's gonna claim his Nigerian descent.
Next international tournament,
he's with Nigeria. So. See what I'm saying? That's never going to leave him, man.
Yeah,
I think that sticks with him for the rest of his life.
It probably does, but
someone's getting tired.
It probably does, but at the end of the day, you won a couple rings, so it's like, screw you. I don't know. Like at some point, you can talk about me, but you can't take my rings and you can't take the beatings I gave you.
Yeah.
So it's like, how far is that going to go?
Yeah. But I did see, Argentina, of course, they're returning a good team. Australia, they have a strong team, even though it's without Benny Boy, Ben Simmons. They destroyed Ben Simmons during the ESPYs.
They did. They did. Wow, did they do?
I'm like, yikes, kick a man while he's down. I was very happy about that.
Yeah.
Kick him while he's down, man.
He had another take on somebody else. I can't remember who it
was. Trey Young.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny about the hair.
Yeah. And that's true, though.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, with Trey Young, when you're walking out of the house, what is going through your damn head?
There's a few guys throughout the history of the NBA. It's like you have all this money, and it's like Rasheed Wallace with his thing.
Yeah.
It's just a few guys. You're like, I guess it becomes just a staple of their look. I guess they just, I don't know. I don't know why you would, go out and try to, bold that look, but they do, man.
It's like with him, it's like, does he literally just not look in the mirror and just roll out? Because it's harder to imagine that he looks in the mirror, does something with his hair, And it's like, yeah, that's it. I'm ready to go. Like, because what the fuck is that?
We're a long way from Iverson's mom braiding his hair on the sideline just to make sure he looks. Hey, this came loose, Mom. You know what I mean? Hit me up on the sideline, man. During the timeout.
Iverson should publicly offer up his mother for Trey's hair. just the hair, though.
Yeah, seriously. You're terrible, man.
Oh man, no, that is crazy though. Those are some good stuff though. What moving to another time. What did you think of the Conor McGregor thing, breaking his leg there in the fight?
That's crazy, man. You know, he probably was going to lose that anyhow. He was going to lose that fight anyhow. But I mean, do you think it's more bad luck or he wasn't prepared?
I mean, a lot of those type of injuries just seem bad luck. Like when those type of breaks, they're just bad. Bad luck. But my thing on that is, he needs to be done.
I think so,
because the reality is, like, he lost to the Diaz brother, and then he came back and beat him. That was the last time he did a damn thing anywhere.
Exactly.
He did the Floyd thing. He lost that, and every other one of his MMA fights has really just been nothing.
It's over, but somebody's going to offer him another check.
But that's the problem is we as people are so damn gullible.
He's such a name, though. But
that's like, you have to. This is what I'm saying. You have to see through this stuff. You have to just see through. Yeah, he's a name.
Yeah.
But his performance doesn't match the name.
Yeah.
He's below mediocre as an actual fighter right now.
Yeah.
And has been for the last 4 fights. So stop buying this guy.
Yeah.
What he's selling is garbage.
Yeah.
And nobody's getting that. They're
they're going to do it, man, because his next fight may be with a celebrity of some sort. He may have to
fight one of those stupid Paul brothers.
Yeah, it may come down to that.
They're selling a bag of crap to people. I mean, they're not world-class fighters.
Paul versus McGregor, like people are going to
because people are so stupid. They just are. I mean, that is just you are a bloody imbecile for doing even the Floyd fights.
Yeah,
that's garbage.
Yeah,
there was nothing.
That was god awful, man.
Yeah, there was nothing good about that as a fight.
No,
and it appalls me that I have to walk the planet and share air with people who pay money for that.
I know you didn't see the Lamar Odom fight because not a lot of people did, but that was awful as well. But
Lamar Odom versus drugs or an actual fight.
Yo, my man's Lamar Odom was on some other, like, he was smoking crack in the club in the VIP section. Really? You're at a place where like not many human beings have been to before, man.
Yeah, surprisingly.
And crack has such a strong smell. It's like as soon as you're gonna light it up, you're gonna clear the whole goddamn place, man.
Look out, we got crack.
But anyway, he just re-signed. He just signed another contract for a fight he's gonna have coming up versus celebrity. So I mean, it's becoming a thing, man.
The appetite for this
I think it's here
shocking.
I think it's here to stay, man.
Sadly, it is. I don't get it, man. It's just like, why waste their time? Like, have respect for actual talent. Don't fall for promotional nonsense.
But if it's somebody that I am invested in, like as far as entertainment wise, I'm sorry, man. I might just
give me 3 people that you're invested in enough to watch them do a stupid celebrity fight.
I'm telling you, man. If Stephen A. Smith was to get in there and fight Skip Bayless,
really?
I think I want to watch that, man.
I would hope for a double death. Can we do the Rocky where you both hit each other and collapse?
I think I would watch that, man.
Why?
And then,
I mean, Skip's old as dirt.
There's a couple more, man. There was a rumor like a few years back, like these guys were ahead of their time because Soulja Boy was going to fight Chris Brown. That was a thing. And it fell apart at the last minute, but they had everything set up. And I was gonna watch that. I mean, they were ahead of their time. This was 3-4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And like stuff like that. Maybe 2 rappers that don't get along. Like I'll go for that.
Yeah,
I don't know what's the last beef we had. I don't know. Drake versus the other guy.
The other guy who outed his shadow.
Yeah. Like I watched something like that. You know.
I just think it's hugely disappointing either way.
Yes,
Because you got like,
9 times out of 10,
you
it's not going to be.
You got like, I mean, whatever animosity you have towards somebody,
Yeah.
if your skills are way below your level of animosity, like, it's just going to be ugly. It's just not going to work out.
I watched LeVar Ball versus someone.
Like,
I don't have anybody in mind yet, but I'll
Stan
stop.
Van Gundy. Like, what's going on, man? I have no appetite for these stupid celebrity fights. I think they're idiotic. And I think that people who buy them are idiots.
We got to get someone that you're invested in.
There's nobody I'm that invested in.
Messi versus your guy.
Mbappe.
Yeah.
I'll watch them play soccer. I could care less about them fighting each other. It's like, that's not what you do. Like, everybody's got something in life that they bring to the table. If you're not a fighter, don't mess with it. I mean, just leave it alone.
What about an official round of Derek Fisher versus
Matt Barnes?
Matt Barnes.
I wouldn't watch it.
Kwame Brown versus Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson.
A retard match. 2-on-1.
Like, I'll something like that.
I wouldn't, man. It's just not there for me. And I wouldn't pay money to do it.
Right.
I mean, if somebody wanted to show it to me for free, but I'm not going to give any money toward that. That's ridiculous. Do you got a story of the day for us, Bubba?
No story of the day today, but I do tell you what, we do have I tell you what, we are about to end here. I have some dark comedy for you here.
Dark comedy.
First day of YouTube. Why not? Let's see how far YouTube will let us go.
Let's try not to get us banned for life in one day.
It's a true story, though.
Okay.
It's a true story. Okay.
Involving you or somebody else?
It's involving me.
Good.
All right. So here it goes. Let's be official here. We have the official story of the week here. And we've told some great stories here. This is how we normally end the show. Okay. We've told stories about, me seeing my first girl naked, some failed train stories, some me get hit so hard and part with a football doodled on myself. Me seeing my Uncle Lilo his thing all the way down to his ankle when I was just 12 years old.
Getting banned from Albertsons for life.
Banned from Albertsons for life.
We're trying not to get banned from YouTube for life.
So here we go, man. This stems from an old story we told on the radio, 91.5, okay?
Oh, yes.
Stank Cooch Girl.
Oh, yes.
All right, so this is sort of part 2 to that, sort of. I was at Bethune, and I came across this girl, and she was from Orlando. Now, that is what we consider a layup. If you're at college and you come across a girl that's from your hometown, that should be a layup.
You're obligated to bang.
I mean, it's just an easy thing to go up, talk to, whatever, get in conversation and see where it goes. Okay. So boom. So I get the number, and like I said, I'm in these men's dorm, right?
Yes.
So I have 3 other roommates. I got to figure something out to do. I don't have money for a hotel. I have my Jeep. So we go, and my plan is, tonight come by the Jeep, and I'm going to be in the parking lot. And let's, do what it do. Of course, as the story goes, she gets in and we start doing our thing. And it is the first time I ever smelled stank cooch. It was the first time. And it was a god-awful smell, man.
That's what stank cooch is. It's god-awful.
So I couldn't perform, okay? I couldn't perform. So I made up an excuse. And I said, you know what? Okay, I just said, you know what? Tomorrow morning, let's come back.
How did it? As soon as she dropped the pants, you were just overwhelmed, or what happened?
Yes, man, overwhelmed, man. And she took off hers before I took off my clothes, so it was like I was able to wiggle out of that. I don't know. I don't know how. It was definitely a performance of the ages, but I wiggled out of that, man.
An Academy Award.
Academy Award, man. Without letting her know that was something wrong with her. You know what I mean? Because that's
I was
hard
gonna
to do.
say though, did she lack the self-awareness to realize she had some stank cooch?
Well, here it goes. I tell her okay, let's run it back tomorrow morning. So we go back 6. It's like 5, 6 in the morning.
Really?
This is how dedicated I am to getting this. Okay, so we go back. Same situation. same truck, same thing happens. Okay.
Oh.
And it's even worse this time. Like maybe she didn't even shower between the night overnight, you know. And it was just, you know, it was heartbreaking because number one, I had yet to
Heartbreaking. Is
I had yet to burst my Bethune-Cookman cherry. So I really needed this.
You were sitting on zero.
I was sitting on zero.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
tough.
It's very tough, man.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
That's just too desperate for me.
You could have fought through some stank cooch and got on the board early.
So that's just the recall of that stank cooch story.
Yeah.
Now, after college, she goes to the military. Okay.
Did she bring her stank cooch with her?
This is where it gets dark, man. This is where it gets dark. So,
Okay.
you know, it's how is your tolerance level. So she goes to the military.
She weaponized herself.
No.
WMD.
I'm such a shitty guy, man.
Okay.
Listen, she goes to the military. It's not my fault. It's a true story. What do you want me to do? And she gets engaged, right? Now I know all of this because I'm keeping up with her, and you know, we're still communicating.
So even after the
we're still communicating.
But you never took another shot at
She's from the crib. I'm from the crib. I never took another shot after that. But
All right.
she's from the crib. We're at the school. So, you know, it's like, you know, we're checking in on each other, making sure everything's okay. As far as her concerned, I just couldn't get it up. You know, it's in her mind. You know what I'm saying? So
performance issue on your
performance issues on my part. I took that L, but you know what I'm saying? All right. Hit me up now.
A magnanimous gesture on your part.
I took that L, man. Now listen. What happens is she goes there and she gets engaged. All right.
Yep.
Now she's getting engaged, but she's not going to. They're doing this thing where he's like very Christian or things like that, so they're not going to have sex until
after the wedding,
right? To a honeymoon.
Bad advice.
So they're going.
Do you know this guy?
No, I don't. I don't know this guy. But Pink, this is a true story, man. On honeymoon night, this is a military guy. They're a military couple now. She meets him in the military. Okay. Yeah. On honeymoon night, he killed her and then he killed himself.
What? True story.
True story. Now, nobody knows what happens. What happened?
He was facing a lifetime of stank cooch and couldn't handle it.
See what I'm trying to say? I didn't say that, man.
You certainly implied it.
I didn't say that, man. But listen, that's what happened.
Dude, that's insane.
But that is insane.
Wow.
That's insane, man.
That is rough.
That's
rough.
That's very rough, man. And that's what happened. That is your story of the week.
Damn. That is a dark note.
That's dark, man.
Yeah. That's why you shouldn't be religious.
Oh, because he could have got the coochie way ahead of time.
Right. Yeah.
Way ahead of time, man.
And they would have known.
And she was willing to give it up. If she was willing to give it up to me.
Yeah, in a Jeep.
At
5 a.m.
She's willing to give it up to a very in shape guy, you know, in the military.
Oh man, that's brutal. I'm stunned. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know, man. But we do have some Ace League coming up.
Yes, we do. Let's move into the Ace League.
No, man, we got some Ace League coming up. You guys have an important week here.
Yeah.
You guys are 1-1.
1-1.
1-1. That's not out of it. That's not at the bottom of the race. It's not at the front of the race.
Just complete mediocrity. As Bill Parr says, you are what your record
You are
is.
what your record say you are, man.
Yeah.
But the Ace League is coming out strong, man. And of course, I mean, it's a ways to go. So you guys are in a great position.
Our win over Polk County was one of the best Ace League games I've ever been a part of. And I have been basically a part of every game in the league history.
And that's one of the most competitive teams in the league this year.
Oh, they're a fantastic team.
Yeah.
They had us down by I think as many as 15 or 16 at one point. We came back, tied in regulation, go to a double overtime. We end up winning by 4. just an incredible game. I mean, anybody who was lucky enough to be in the gym that night watched a classic. And but definitely want people to come out to the gym. 701 East Livingston Street, I believe it is, at the Ace Learning Center. Great basketball, great people. Come on out. It's quite a show.
That's right. That's right. Well, once again, you have been on the bench with Bubba and Pink. This was the first live on YouTube. So if you made it to the end,
shout out to you.
Shout out to you, man. And if you caught the very beginning, that was us working through the kinks. We didn't want to delete it because we wanted to show you the part of the grind that we have here. Okay.
And if you made it to the end, you heard about some other kinks people weren't ready to make it through.
Oh my goodness, man. This guy here.
Wow.
We'll catch you guys next week. And of course, you'll catch the edits during the week, man. Peace out.
Oh, that's too much.
Now let's find out how to end the live here. Press live. No. Let's see. Huh? Exit in stream. That will help.